I don't understand how this didn't win SAG Ensemble. I'm just gonna say that because if there's a show where like an ensemble does like so much and everyone kind of does it, it's this show.
That's so, thank you. That's so nice. It is such a tight group. It's like, and everyone's doing their different things. Like we all are so different from each other. And anytime I get a scene with a new character, like season two, I got all that stuff with Lukita, and I'm obsessed with her. And I just loved that we got to like put these two. Now, what happens when you put these two together? And this season, I got a lot. I've gotten to have some great stuff with Ted McGinley, and I'm like, what happens when these two characters come together? And it's always cool. It's always fun and magical.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so to kind of kick things off, let's start with season one, moving into season two. For you, Michael, what do you feel about Brian as a person? How do you feel about him as a person?
Okay, so interesting because when I was in drama school, they told us don't judge your characters. And, like we would like work on Richard the Third, and they would be like, yes, he's a murderer, yes, he's a liar, but don't judge him. And so we would like come at it from don't judge your characters. So I was like, Brian is so happy. He's so happy. He's confident. He's loving life. And then in season two, and I loved it. I was like, this is such a fun character. He's so delightful. He's so fun. He annoys everybody, but it's great. Um, and then in season two, there was a scene with Jason Segel where he was going through something serious, and I was like making it all about me. And he said something like, "Are you really such a narcissist that you can't see this isn't about you?" And I was like, "Yes, Jimmy, that's what narcissism is. Being strong enough, having the courage." What did I say? I was like, "That's what narcissism is. Having the courage to put yourself above others." And I was like, "Wait a minute, is Brian a narcissist?" And it was the first time I ever, it was the first time I ever really thought about it like that, because I'd never gone there. And also, if you tell a narcissist they're a narcissist, they're like, bah, they can't really hear it. They don't really take it in. And I think I had done that. I think I had like gotten into his skin and wasn't aware that he was a narcissist. And I was like, gosh, have I been playing that? Have I been doing that all this time? Is it working? Is it there? Is it in the words? And I tried not to think about it. And then recently, this woman, I don't even remember where I was. I think I was at an award show or something. And this woman came up to me and was like, I'm actually a psychologist. And I'm always a little nervous when a real psychologist comes up and they've been watching the show. I'm like, uh-oh, are we doing it right? And she was like, and I love the show. And I love your character. He's such a narcissist. And I was like, oh my God, it's been working. So now I think he's a narcissist, and I love it. I love playing it. I thought he was just like a happy-go-lucky, a little bit self-centered, and put on this plucky disposition, but there was more to him underneath. And now I realize, oh no, he's got like a whole thing going on, and his battle is realizing that he can be an empath, or realizing that he can put someone else above him. Um, Even though that is not in his nature, and that it doesn't come easily.
The character I feel like has changed drastically from season one to season two.
Yeah.
And you've touched upon this a little bit earlier, but I want to dive into it. You have so many arcs. Your character has so many arcs this season. You have the whole Brian and Charlie wanting to have the baby, the debate between that, and then you of course have to deal with Alice and Lewis. And that is such a fascinating storyline that I'm so glad that they brought back in season two and they really dive deep into it. I want to know what it's like as an actor to have to find this right tone in these scenes because you do something on this show that I think is so extraordinary. You're able to be this comedic relief, but then, like that, you become dramatic. And I want to know how you walk those fine lines with the tone.
Well, gosh, thank you. I think I do think it's in the writing in such a beautiful way, and it's something that Bill has specialized in all of his shows, even like back to Scrubs. Like even Scrubs would pull this off, even though that show was a little bit, heightened. They could pull something like that off. And I think it's in the writing, and it's in the inception of this show was a comedy about grief. It was a funny guy. Jimmy is a funny guy. He's just like a funny guy whose wife dies, and he has to deal with that. And so from the beginning, he was making jokes about having a dead wife, and we were sort of given license to be serious and funny at the same time. With I think with Brian, he lives life. He's so front-footed. He's always like sort of leaning into life that he's not an introspective guy. He's not like thinking about the world. He's not thinking about how he ticks. That's not how he rolls. So when the emotions come at him, they have to happen. They happen in real time, I guess, is what I mean by that. And so we're able to like, and I love turning on a dime anyway. I mean, I think it's so exciting when it works. It can be so satisfying because I love surprising an audience. I love when an audience thinks that something's going one way and it goes another way. And I do tons of theater, so like that's the most satisfying thing when you can hear and feel an audience do that. And I sort of like to imagine when I'm shooting something for the camera that that's happening too. And they write all that in there. They write these turns for me, and all of us really, but this guy especially um, can realize something in the moment and completely shift gears. And I love when that happens. I love playing that. Um, so I don't know exactly how. I feel like I'm just following the impulses of what's written, and I'm in a company of actors that is, and I will start at the head with Jason Segel. He's the most prepared actor I've ever worked with. He comes in, he is so prepared. And I really believe that now I didn't used to be as prepared as I am. I've learned from him, and also like just realizing over the years, especially doing theater, like holding a script is not helpful. Like it's not helpful when you're holding a script. That's not what it's gonna. You're not gonna be holding a piece of paper or a stack of papers when you ultimately shoot it or act it in front of an audience. So, but also the more you know it, the more comfortable you are with the words and the turns, the more you can play. So when we get to rehearsal on Shrinking, that's where we start. It starts with play, which is like beautiful. There's not this like long period of time where we're learning lines. We've already done that, and it doesn't take that much work either. I mean, it's good writing. It goes in pretty quick. I always feel like good writing is easier to remember because there's not a better way to say it. So once you know the sense of it, you're going to go back to that order of words. And I think that because Jason has set this amazing tone and we all now have risen to it and we all like know our lines, we are playing from the moment we get on set. And so taking those twists and turns is all the easier.
It's so fascinating watching him because he's so funny on screen, but you can tell he's really serious as a person, and like he takes his craft very seriously when he talks.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too surprised what you just said, but that's very interesting to hear another actor say that about another actor. um,
Well, and I think my favorite people are the funny people that take funny seriously because it is like it's serious business. Like you hear about. I remember hearing a story about like Martin Short calling up Steve Martin and being like, "What do you think of this? Is this funny?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's funny. Why?" And he's like, "Well, I'm doing Leno in a month." And it's like a month away, and you're already planning that. And like that's sexy. To
yes,
me, like taking comedy that seriously, that's sexy.
you had so many incredible scene partners. We talked at the top of this about the ensemble and how this all kind of comes together. Do you have a personal favorite screen partner from this season?
It would be Lukita Maxwell, who plays Alice. She's so alive and so open and to me is like the like soul of the whole show. To me, like if what she's doing doesn't work, nothing works, because she's the kid, watching all of these people around her, um, navigate their lives, make mistakes, um, and she makes mistakes too. I mean, her character certainly makes mistakes too, but she's 22 years old. Lukita is 22 years old, at the very beginning of her career, and I just think she is spending, when you're with her, I feel like I'm with a 40-year-old woman. Um, I look at her and I see a 22-year-old woman, but I talk to her and I feel like I'm with a 44-year-old, a 40-year-old woman. And I think I am so excited for the rest of her career. I'm so happy that she has something like this at the top of it. So that she can go through the rest of, because when I was 25, I was on a TV show that was like a big hit, and I had people around me that made sure I didn't take it for granted. And I'm so grateful for that. And because of that, I'm not chasing that. I think we're so lucky when we have that early on, that you're not chasing some kind of dream for the rest of your career. And it's like, and I get why people, I mean, I don't blame people for chasing a dream at all. I think, that's our right as artists to chase some kind of dream. But I'm so glad she doesn't. She has this now, and she's going off to, she's doing plays, and she went to RADA to study Shakespeare, and like she wants to, like, she's already a successful actor, and she wants to learn, and I love her so much.
I think she is so top notch on this in this show in general, but this season of the balancing of the emotions. I mean, you talk about heavy themes being explored, right? And again, it's that weird balance of tone that this show does, and Bill Lawrence is such a genius at this.
Yeah.
But you watch a young actor and you're just sort of like, whoa, this is the moment where you became a star, right? And you're going to have a long career because you can do these heavy subject matters with such ease and conviction. I mean, there's just so many scenes, especially ones with her and Brett. They're just phenomenal. So
Oh,
phenomenal. I cannot believe like she's not more in the conversation for this. I know that there's always a bias against younger actors, but like she should definitely be in the conversation.
I agree. I think she's really special, and she's a really great person.
Yeah, she seems like it. And I really can't wait to see what she does next and what's in store for her character in season 3. And just to wrap, what show or performance have you seen this year that you feel deserves to have awards buzz?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go with Noah Wiley on The Pit.
Good choice. Good
He's
choice.
awesome. He is really awesome, and he's and it is very different than ER. I mean, obviously there's the comparisons, and it's cool to see him back in an ER, but he's doing something. He's so grounded and so easy, and it's really impressive. He's doing great work on that, and the whole cast. I mean, it's a really terrific cast and really cool show.
Well, Michael, it was lovely to talk to you. This was
Too.
such a fun time.
Thanks.
Hopefully, I get to see you in person sometime. I can't wait for the FYC for this.
Such a pleasure. Thank you very much. It was really fun.